8 games, 3 managers, 3 completely different styles of football, and 2 men are to blame for this outcome. The owner, Marinakis, and of course, Edu, who has been very, very quiet during the course of the last 48 hours or so. Ange Postecoglou was sacked on Saturday, as all football fans know, bringing the end of 39 days of an absolute mess and shambles at the City ground. They were thumped 3-0 by Chelsea, and Marinakis wasted no time whatsoever in dispatching of the Greek-Australian manager. But did anyone really think that Sean Dyche would be the next manager of Nottingham Forest? Yes, Forest are 18th in the Premier League. Yes, on paper they are in a relegation dogfight. But that squad that's had £180 million spent on it in the summer by Marinakis and Edu, is far better than a team that will end up in a relegation dogfight. Forest will be okay, but the appointment of Sean Dyche further adds to the craziness of an owner who likes his own ego far, far too much. And I get it, Forest fans. You love him because he's passionate about the club and he pumps money into the club and he wants to see the very best for his club. But appointing Sean Dyche is not only a step backwards, it's taking you back to the Stone Age when it's talking about football. I'm going to break that down why. I'm going to tell you why Sean Dyche is a bad appointment. But before I do, please do me a huge, huge favour. Make sure you drop a like on this video. Make sure you give me your comments on what you think of the appointment of Sean Dyche, Marinakis' role in this whole saga as well. And if you haven't done so already and you're new around here, please make sure you're subscribing to the Footy Social Club. You are very, very welcome in our community, talking all things Premier League every day. There is content. Go check out my content on Ange Postecoglou over the last few days as well. And I'll quickly start with Ange. Do I think that Ange Postecoglou deserved to lose his job for the way things have gone during the 39 days in charge? I'm going to say that I do. I do believe that Ange should have lost his job. The performances were drab. There were signs, yes, but ultimately it was only ever going to go one way under Ange Postecoglou. And I believe that Marinakis deserved to put him out of his misery. We'll never see Big Ange back in the Premier League as a manager. He should never have taken the Forest job in the first place. Marinakis got that wrong as well. And it all starts with when Marinakis entered the pitch at the end of last season against Leicester City when Forest dropped points. Nuno was in charge. Nuno was at the helm. The fans were happy. Yes, they weren't on a great run, but Forest were going places and they got European football. And if Marinakis had not got on the pitch, not put his ego into it and kept it to one side, then right now Forest, I am sure, with the players that they bought, would have been flying pretty high this season under Nuno, Espirito, Santo. And if you talk about styles, I can't believe that there are people that are saying Dyche and Nuno are similar. They are anything but similar. Nuno, a low to mid-block manager that likes to play a fast, counter-attacking style of football. It worked, didn't it, last year with the players that Forest had? The likes of Anya, the likes of Elanga, Hudson-Odoi. In fact, teams found it really hard to play against Forest. And at times it's disrespectful to say they play a low block. But defensively they were sound in the likes of Milenkovic and Murillo, and Forest were good. Everyone understood their roles, and the likes of Elliot Anderson and Morgan Gibbs-White that add that little bit of sparkle to the team. It went wrong in the summer. Nuno spoke out. Do I agree with that? No. But I felt like he was pressurised into a situation where he felt that he had to. And that as well is where Marinakis went wrong. From there, they've changed it up and gone to Ange-Ball, a system that is completely chalk and cheese from Nuno's style of football. It's inverted wing backs. It's a high line. It's quick, high pressing football. Did Forest have the players this summer to do it? Possibly. Was it going to take time? 100%. Because it's a different style of football. And no, it didn't work. And Marinakis was right to fire Ange 18 minutes after they lost to Chelsea. But why are we going back to a style of football that is better off suited to when Stoke City were in the Premier League? The development of the players that Marinakis bought in the summer, the likes of McAtee, Bakwa, Kalimawendo, they are not going to develop under Sean Dyche. Sean Dyche's brand of football is long ball. It's defensively sound. Milenkovic, Murillo, who's a disgrace, by the way, for liking the post about Ange being sacked. I'll call him out right here. But Sean Dyche, his football does not suit Morgan Gibbs-White or Elliot Anderson. It doesn't suit Hudson-Odoi. Sure, they'll get balls into the box, but the first job Sean Dyche is going to demand is that they don't get beat. That they keep it defensively sound, compact. And you know what else they do? They'll pump it up to Chris Wood, who's going to win the flick-ons and the knockdowns and the scraps. I tell you what, you didn't like the Ange-Ball style of football. I don't think you're going to like Sean Ball or Dyche-Ball or whatever you want to call it anymore. You'll lose games based on his style of football. Go and ask Everton fans about the way that they played under Sean Dyche. And I don't mean it disrespectfully to him. But when you've developed a squad, and on Saturday, 150 million of the 180 spent wasn't even in the matchday squad. When you've got the talent that you've signed, why didn't you go and get someone like Michael Carrick, who got ever so close to getting Middlesbrough to the Premier League? I watched him on the Premier League World at the weekend analyse the way Manchester United and Liverpool play football. There is a young coach that understands the modern game. Sean Dyche has been around the block, but he doesn't fit this Forest system. This is desperation, and Marinakis has to get this appointment right. Yes, they're hampered by PR. Yes, they want Marco Silva from Fulham. Inject the 8 million into the club like others do so you can go and get the man that you believe is going to further develop your squad, because McAtee is set for a season on the bench. Bakwa Kalimawendo won't play. God knows what's going to happen to Elliot Anderson and Morgan Gibbs-White in a Sean Dyche formation. It's a travesty waiting to happen of a club that's become a farce under Marinakis. Forest fans, honestly, what do you see? Does Marinakis get a free hit because of what he's done for the club, for the fact he's got them to 7th in the league and played his part in that last season, and the fact he fought to get them into the Europa League when they qualified for the Conference League? From what I understand, Sean Dyche will be appointed on Monday. It's verbally agreed. But is this going to be, in any way, shape or form, a fairy tale? Do you think that Forest remain in a dogfight in the relegation zone for the rest of the season because that's where Ange took them? It's every possibility. Every possibility. What cannot happen is, and I don't think it will happen under Sean Dyche, is that Forest get relegated. With the money that Marinakis has spent, they cannot afford to go down. Forget 2 steps backwards. This is 3, 4, 5 steps backwards going under Sean Dyche. It is going to be a bore fest at the City Ground. and I wouldn't bother travelling away from home either. Let me know your thoughts. I am absolutely shocked that Sean Dyche has verbally agreed terms to become the manager of Nottingham Forest. Whether that's beyond the end of the season, time will tell with Marco Silva being available. But this is a sad, sad day for Nottingham Forest. A sad, sad season when this should have been a celebration. Drop a like on this video if you haven't done so already. If you don't agree with anything I've said, make sure you let me know in the comments. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.